It's my name.
So funny story.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Josh like?
Could we call you Jay?
That's not
Would that
even
be
a
cool?
big
You could.
deal. I mean,
That's the name that I went by when I was overseas.
Nice. I just was recently rewatching The Men in Black. So
Yeah, no, so what's really funny is when I lived over in Tokyo for 4 years while I was going to college, it made it easier for me to just go by J, and it was spelt with the Korean spelling, so instead of a Y, it was an AE.
mhm.
So it just made it
Oh.
easier for everybody.
wait, AE or EEI?
AE.
Like somewhere. Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry to cut you off, Chano.
No. Sorry, and I apologize, Shadow, as well.
Nope, no problem. I don't even know what I was gonna say, so don't worry about it.
Something about Jay.
Something about J.
Oh yeah, I have a whole family of J names, so I know the
Mm.
pain of having a Josh name. Not me.
Well,
but I have a Josh in
what's
my
really
family.
funny?
My name is Jeff.
So, oh wow, oh god. So my brother and
Oh.
sister both have J names too.
Oh my god, they're everywhere.
And then I have a cousin with a J name as well. And then it's a whole bunch of cluster. It's a cluster essentially.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So I have Josh, and then my brother's name is Jorian, and then my sister's name is Jana.
Jory. That's
And
an
then
interesting name.
it's basically
Triple
George
G?
and like stems from a George, and then Christian.
Huh. That's interesting.
So yeah, it's really interesting. And my sister's name is Jana, and then I have a cousin named Jacob, and then his siblings have. It's a whole thing.
Hmm.
A lot
So-
of G.
Good. Eh,
Let's see.
But-
was just gonna say maximum alliteration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. You guys ready to get started?
Let's do it.
I am 100%.
I am. Give me a moment. And
Doc is
Okay.
out tonight.
Ramadan.
That's right. So she said.
I never understand what is this
She said
What
that
is
we
what?
were going to continue through without her. So
Ramadan.
Oh, is it a Muslim holiday? Islamic holiday?
I
Sure.
don't
I can't
know
remember.
exactly.
I'd have to do some research because I'm not familiar with it entirely myself, but I know that it's a holiday that they do a lot of fasting and eat a lot of food,
Hmm,
and it's really good.
that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she was
Sounds
saying she's just gonna be ending it soon, or she had to do studying, or I don't know. There's
Yeah,
something. Anyhow, let's do
I
it.
suppose I gotta get to the base
Yay.
and stuff here. Hold on a second.
Okay,
Yo.
so let me just do a
Okay.
quick update for the stream. This is
Yeah.
episode 7 called An Unexpected Guest. We are playing the Lost Mountain Saga from Vassen. And let's see. So the last time that you guys were playing, you had escaped the mental asylum with Amanda.
Mhm.
And that was a little tiny brawl you guys got into at the entrance as well after you were trying to escape. You guys made short work of them, and then I think after that you were basically deciding whether you wanted to bring her to the hospital or if you wanted to bring her back to the castle. And I think that you landed on bringing her to the hospital because it was closer, if I remember correctly. Let me bring up.
Oh, yes.
Let me bring up. Oh, that's the wrong map. Sorry.
What?
Yes, we say to back.
Yeah. So the hospital.
Yeah, because we're in southern
was
Uppsala.
like-
That's right.
Hospital's right there, and castle's right up here.
Yep. So we would have to it would be easier to bring her to the hospital. That's right.
Plus, I think that she'll probably get the best care while she is at that place.
Oh, I never didn't disagree, but
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to have our alibis in check too, in case of we get stopped along the way. But
Yep. Okay, no problem. All right, so
that's just me.
let
so-
me get some different music here. Hang on a sec. I'll bring up my environmental stuff here. It is a nice autumn day. The leaves are flying through the wind, and they're rustling against all the different stuff that it's hitting, like the walls, and it's just a nice, relaxing sound. And you can hear lots of birds, and the occasional horseback going by. And you guys are making your way back towards Castle Gyllencreutz. What are you doing?
We are where where we are right now.
Yeah, so let me move you up here. So right now you guys just left the hospital, so you're like right here.
What is
Okay.
what was
Oh, actually, we can just do a whole
Amanda
hospital
station.
scene. Let's do that.
Yeah.
That would make
Sorry.
much more
Yeah,
sense.
sorry about
In
that.
my
Yeah.
book, at
I'm
least.
also kind
I
of
mean,
concerned because I'm just remembering that Carlson kind of reverted and had some issues when although
The
the
last.
procedure was a little different there because of the
mhm.
heating of the stone. But
Yeah, I
yeah, things
mean,
seem to be kind of temporary-ish, so that's a concern.
yep. So you guys did help a patient escape a hospital too. So if you return to the asylum, may not be a good idea. At least not now.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh yeah,
the
no,
last.
no, that's not.
Sorry. The
Um,
last
s-
thing I remember, I fall uh, without energy we end the last session. So in theory,
mhm.
JC is here.
Yep.
So we are in front of the.
So the hospital's right here. You
Mhm.
guys are right in
Okay.
front of the hospital right now, with Amanda standing next to you.
Yep.
And I assume you're gonna
Mm,
walk inside with her.
Yep.
Yeah, yep, yeah. Ingrid
yep.
go and start, getting her, you know, whatever paperwork they have, getting her into the system so that it's known that she's there,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and um,
I'll follow
giving her,
Ingrid's lead in this
bringing
one.
in, a nurse, another doctor, and
Mhm.
consulting, and giving her, an physical exam, and because she was very recently completely catatonic.
Comatose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely she was.
non-responsive.
Um,
And Jade, sorry, and Jade go to the rest of the team, but he's carry for his shadow, like not carry, but it's like okay, give me a moment.
Take your time.
Drag like a potato, uh, but potato bag. Yes, it's it's a good reference. But yes, so
Okay.
this is all gonna do for the moment.
okay, that sounds good. Um,
Mhm.
okay, so you got all the paperwork necessary. Ingrid, you're seeing a lot of faces here. You work here, right? So you're
Hmm.
familiar with a lot of the people here. So you basically get the streamlined intake for Amanda here because you
I have
brought her in.
I'm also there quite often enough that I get recognized as I've helped
Mm-hmm.
kind of with forward facing university projects,
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah, so
So
the person who works the front desk there in front recognizes you immediately, Kai. She's like, "Oh, Kai, hi, how are you?"
and I'm just like, good. Can I fill out some additional paperwork for Amanda here?
Oh, what do you need?
Well, we need to make sure that she's um payments and stuff are taken care of, and I was gonna fill out that information.
Absolutely, and she'll procure all those documents for you. I would assume she's probably got all that stuff pretty close by.
I would assume so as well.
Very good. So, all right, we got Amanda all intaked, and Ingrid. A couple of the doctors come by, and they see you with Amanda, and they grab the intake paperwork and they look at it real quick, and then they look at Amanda and they start walking her away. One of them looks back at you and says, "She's in good hands. Don't worry. You can trust us. You know that."
and I kind of turn to I'm gonna make sure that everything's been signed off properly, and then I'm gonna turn to the doctors that are leading her away, and I'm gonna say, we expect to be updated on her condition as per regulations.
Of course.
Thank you.
So,
You're
She will
welcome.
so
add
we
that.
are
Okay.
we are in the hospital right now, right?
Yes, in the
Hmm.
hospital.
Okay,
Unless you and
so
Doc are waiting outside, but
we are outside, but in the hospital zone. Sorry, I need like know in what part we are
Yeah,
for
I don't have a map
for
for the
talking.
inside of the hospital. Sorry.
Don't worry. I mean, we are like in Jesus, sorry, in the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Entrance. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
So
right
so
now
we
I.
are.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Just
So right now you guys are inside of the hospital. That is
mhm.
where they took.
oh,
That's where they took Amanda.
Okay.
So
I
they
just
got
wanted to
her
make
in.
sure
oh,
because like I'm not trying to confuse anybody, but because Doc's dog can't come in, that Doc would have stayed outside, or
Um,
she would have returned to
yeah,
the castle.
yeah. We
Grow.
can say that she
Okay.
like tied up Milu to like a
Okay.
post or something outside for a
Okay.
temporary amount of time there.
Sounds good.
It's always weird when
okay,
you have to
nice.
kind of make things up when a player's not here.
Totally understand. I mean, it's the job of the
Yes,
DM
don't
too.
worry.
So
Okay.
Okay, so all this is for say, well, if see a shadow, shadow, see a shadow put Jace, is somewhere in a hospital. You see Jace is wake up and he's ready, but the first thing he say when wake up after use all his tricks is, uh, what time is where I am? Like super crispy voice of
Oh,
he really like he's super confused where in what happens right now.
are you standing right next to Kai and Ingrid?
Yes,
Kai and Ingrid, um, roll me a learning, please.
ooh, something I'm really good at rolling. Probably gonna fail it though, just because. Oh well, success. Haha.
Good enough.
Kai,
oh,
you've seen enough of this from Jace now, where he's been acting very strange in certain situations, and you've even witnessed where like his eyes basically turn black. There's a lot of weird stuff happening around Jace, and you're starting to piece it together now because of of all of your previous writings on Vassen.
Hmm.
This one strikes a chord for you because this one, you know exactly what is wrong with Jace. He is possessed
Hmm.
by a revenant.
Okay. What? Um.
what?
A revenant is
Uh,
basically a malicious ghost.
yep.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole movie made on it. Just kidding.
Yeah. I'm gonna
With
say
cool
Ingrid's
Leonardo DiCaprio.
failures
So, anyways.
were because she is too distracted. She's like she notices it, but she's too distracted to really like think about it too carefully at this exact moment.
Mm.
She's
Yep.
focused on the
And I
patient.
kind of like turn to Jace and I say, Jace, think some thoughts that are positive, please. We do not need the the basic coming out yet. Please. This is not the time or place for it.
Don't worry. I don't know you what to say. Me, I am say where I am right now. I only remember I fall. Looks like a hospital. Something happens,
So
and this,
you came back as Jace, and you have no idea where you are.
this, like, Jay is like super chill right now. Like, okay, I don't do nothing, but
Hmm.
zero idea what you tackle
Um,
talking.
Kai, with that additional, with that learning roll that you made, not
Mhm.
only do you know that this is in fact a revenant, you know that the only real way to exercise a revenant is to find its real body and bury it in a
Mhm.
consecrated ground or a graveyard or something
Mhm.
blessed. You had this very similar situation last mystery.
Yep.
So yeah, but you don't know who it is. So that's
I'm
fine.
going to say to Jace, um, we're going to discuss this back at the castle later on, and then we'll kind of focus on what else is going on here. So,
All right.
Okay, I tip my hat and say, and the Jace black eye normal. The normal move back and say, don't worry, I am here and ready for what happens right now. And yes, this is all I say, and I integrate to the rest of the team.
Okay. Very good. So you guys
Yes.
start making your way back to the castle.
There was one more thing I
yep.
wanted to do
Oh, sorry.
Sure.
still.
What's up?
As the other doctors are heading away with Amanda, she is going to say that we had to check her out of the asylum. She was recently, part of the chart. Make sure they know she's recently, comatose, completely irresponsive, and it wasn't. She's pointing out for security. It wasn't members of the asylum staff that they tried to. Some people tried to hinder us, but it wasn't people from the asylum. It was members
Right.
of the
Hmm.
Svea Mining Corporation goons. So recommend extra security, and I don't know what exactly snapped her out of her non-responsive state, so please contact us immediately if there's any issue. And then she'll kind of stand and watch as they move her away because she's concerned about, there's concern on her face about that maybe proximity to the gem is still required, and to see if she relapses
Hmm.
as
I'm
she's
also
moved away. And
going
then
to
once she gets out of sight and everything's okay and nobody comes running back, then she will turn back to her companions and say,
Very good.
you know,
Um,
on we should go on.
sorry, questions.
yep.
Sorry, questions.
Hold,
So
hold on
we're
just a second,
gonna.
Aloy. I
Okay,
just want
sorry.
to interject before we finish. Real quick. I'm sorry, Aloy.
Mhm.
Um, I'm
Okay,
gonna
sorry.
look over at Ingrid and say, I filled out the information. She has everything else correct but her first and last name. So she's under an alias. So that should
Ah,
help with security purposes.
very good, very good.
Excellent. Very smart. I like
So
smart
Okay.
Ella?
ideas.
So sorry, I need so we're gonna do put Amanda in the university hospital and
Yes.
we back to the castle,
Yes.
we will
or
be
we
shortly.
okay. So she needs protect because the miner, sorry,
Yeah.
the
Ingrid was just saying that
miner.
they're getting security or recommended it. So
Well, uh, we are in the uh, room with Amanda's right, or we are talking.
no, she's in a different room now. She's been taken into her own room for care.
Okay,
I'm also
so
going to
Jace.
I'm gonna quickly pop my head into the room and quickly speak to Amanda before we take off. just after the doctors have kind of cleared out for a brief moment.
Could
Okay.
have also had a brief conversation with her while we were traveling to the hospital.
I just want to make sure that
do.
we have everything in place and that she
All right.
knows that she's not going by Amanda in the hospital.
You guys should. I should have
Mm-hmm.
had that conversation for you guys. I'm sorry. I fucked that
It's okay.
No worries.
We can. I figured there
Yeah.
was some. We could get some information from her about
Yeah.
what she knew about the mining corporation and
Yeah.
our mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Jace, I gonna do
Friends of old.
something.
Friends of all, yeah.
Friends. Oh, yes. The unpronounceable name. Okay, so Jace gonna apart. Sorry for the apart. Yes, to do a tiny rabbit, and well, he says something like, "Go and be my eyes, my little boy, fly, fly." And he literally then not like, more like, okay, go, and the rabbit's gonna be my protect if something happens.
So like a guardian rabbit.
Yes,
He's just gonna
for a
hang out at
moment
the
I'm gonna say
hospital.
that. Yes, for a moment I'm gonna spawn a pigeon, but I don't know how uh, evident can be this, so I prefer a rabbit.
That's fine. Yeah, you can leave a rabbit there if you'd like.
Yes, and I put the rabbit and say, "Go, go," and I back like, okay, so
Yeah, many of the
I think.
children at the hospital are very excited about this rabbit, and they all rush, and the rabbit gets all the cuddles and pettings and all that fun stuff. He's enjoying
Is it
life.
is it a live rabbit or a velveteen rabbit?
Oh,
A what?
is it a real
A
rabbit or a
Velveteen.
fake rabbit?
Okay.
It's like, sorry, you can repeat that.
Is it real or a fake rabbit?
That
Like a
looks
stuffed
real.
one? Yeah, like a toy.
He is real. Well, all the real can be with these strange things, but
Okay.
he is
Okay.
real.
So, all right. So this is just a magic trick then.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. My bad. That
Okay,
sounds
don't
good.
worry. So yes, Jay's back.
Anybody got anything else they want to do?
Nope.
On the
Nope.
trip back though, I say Ingrid probably would have noticed like the fact that he seemed to be suffering from amnesia would have been apparent even if she didn't know anything about the cause yet. But then she'll turn
Mm-hmm.
to the others and say, "Are you all right, Jace? Is there something we need to be concerned about?
Jay's
Should you
like,
be checked out in the hospital? You seem to be suffering from something that I don't understand."
I'm gonna
Jay's like,
inform.
sorry.
Sorry. I'm gonna inform Ingrid that Jesus is being possessed by a revenant.
Okay,
Hmm.
and Jay's respond answer with say, me? We are perfect right now. Ignore the part I fall and I wait. I be harassed with my shadow here. I am perfect right now. With all this, with a creepy smile. Like,
Hardly
all
reassuring.
is okay. All is okay. But insane. And just,
She frowned slightly, not quite sure what to make of this. There is a immediate danger, but she's not sure. Like she's a bit unsure. Is what to do.
If Jace has control of it currently, then we should be fine. We'll have to do we'll have to commune with the spirit, when we get back to the castle.
Uh, it's like a question. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, right now,
Well, you
Jace.
guys are heading back now.
Mhm.
Oh, it's like okay. So Jace, uh, the Jace normal is in control right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the right now thing is concerning because that
Yeah,
means that in the
because
future may not be.
it could be at any point in
Right.
time, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, Jace is right, but we the other Jace, who knows? But right now, Jace is like, "Ooh, I'm full of energy."
Yes, that's often referred to as manic or perhaps bipolar. Yeah, Ingrid will start kind of like doing doctor questioning. It's like, do you recall experiencing these types of blackouts or memory gaps often? Like how often, if so? Things of that
Um,
nature. Like, do you suffer from
Jace,
headaches? Do you have blurred vision? Are you able to sleep okay? Do you have, what kind of dreams do you have? Do you have nightmares? Are you able to, you know, just a barrage of sort of medical questions to see if
Jace, and
there's things
for the
related.
last one, I have a good answer, but give me a moment to translate.
Okay.
Where'd my sound go? There it is.
Sorry, yes, this I
Take your
have
time.
this
That's all
this
right.
answer. Okay. And they say you like super mystery and serious. Say, well, sometimes I dream of a dark room with three chairs, three me, and especially with one empty chair. Some things change, some things are more, some things are less chairs, but always are three and one empty. I don't know what this means, but I think it's like uh, part of this happens. Just this is my answer for the last one, and the other one is like they say like half answers, and try to not answer your questions, Oh, and you not don't know what he do this. Like he'll try so hard to put mystery in all, and this, yeah, this
Hmm.
is all.
Nice.
Yeah, yes.
It's an interesting dream.
Interest, interesting thing. And they say like put his hat and say, well, the only thing I can remember, a particular thing of this dream is the sound. Like I only remember when I wake up, hear uh the tones of of like bagpipes. This Ironman Irishman instrument. You know what is? Sorry, I don't know if I say this part good.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, yes, it's bagpipes, right?
Yep.
I only remember the sound of this strange instrument and nothing more, and the sound of the sea. And yes, this is all to say, Jace,
Oh,
in this moment.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything before you guys make your way to the castle?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
So we'll say that the rest of your trip is uneventful. Avery's following closely behind you guys, chasing after Milu, who's running around and sniffing everything he can find. Um, Eventually, you guys finally make your way to the castle gates up here.
Ooh.
And yeah, let me just get some different sounds here. One sec.
How,
And
how is the pronounce of the castle? Gyllen. How is spell the name? Sorry.
Castle Gyllencreutz, you mean? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Yes, I asked in this. Sorry. Gyllencreutz. Okay.
Yep. So you guys make your way up to the front door, and Butler Alget Frisk had basically just opened it as soon as he even heard you guys coming up the front steps. He says to you, "Excuse me, sirs and madams, you have a guest in the breakfast room."
Sounds good. Thank you.
Of
Mr.
course.
Very well.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
He works.
So you guys making your way right over to the breakfast room, or are you doing something before that?
Yep. I think that's what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Okay.
Breakfast room.
All to the breakfast room.
All
Just
right.
Jace,
So as you
go with
guys
something in the hand.
go ahead. No, it's fine.
No, yeah, Jace, before enter to the breakfast room, uh, have uh, a Scottish, with it's whiskey, right? The name of
Whiskey?
this drink. Sorry,
Oh, of course.
yes, Scottish. Of Scottish one say, well, who knows? Maybe this helps to
Gonna have
solve
a
the
real
problem.
Irish coffee.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
and go with the breakfast room.
Yep. So you guys open up the large wooden double door to the breakfast room, and sitting on the big red couch in the center of the room is a blonde woman, and she's wearing a very fancy red dress and a really elaborate fancy hat as well that matches. And you immediately recognize this person because you saw
Is
her
it who I
earlier.
think it is?
It
Giving
is
the demonstration.
this is Sigrid Magnuson,
Mm.
Oh no.
and she's not like she doesn't look mean or anything like that. She's very polite and proper. She's sitting down. She has a cup of tea in her hand that the butler had given to her. She does, in fact, have four men with her, though. Four very large men that
Oh no.
you're not really sure if they're just security or if like
Mhm.
personal bodyguards, but they're definitely larger than the other men that you guys came across at the asylum.
I'm going to pipe up first and just say welcome. Uh, welcome to Castle Gyllencreutz. What can we do for you, ma'am?
Uh, oh, you must be Kai. Am I right?
You have that correct. What brings you to Castle Gyllencreutz, ma'am?
Well, as a matter of fact, Kai, I am happy to say that I have read so much of your stories, and I loved every single one of them. You are very handsome, too, by the way.
I am married.
Ah, okay.
That
Well, you can't blame a woman for trying.
is true. That is true. My wife would probably say the same thing.
Um, well, the real reason I am here is, well, I've kind of noticed that you've taken a rather keen interest in the goings on of Svei Mining Company.
Well, to say the least, we have some concerns with certain aspects of how you guys are um, going about certain magics of sorts, I guess would be the way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that we don't know the consequences of our actions, essentially, is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, surely there's plenty of dangers with something so new like this, and, there's bound to be accidents, but I assure you that the reason for this is purely for the goodness of mankind.
While I do agree with you on the scientific portion of it, the use of something like this outside of the bounds that we are aware could have some unexplained consequences.
Hmm. Well, perhaps you are right. I guess we will never really truly know.
With more testing, it could be possible to find out the reason why and explain the consequences. However, it would have to be something between the two of us as different groups to assist in the testing side to make sure that it's safe.
Of course, I will certainly take that into consideration. I assure you that we do have a very large team of researchers on this,
Do
and
you happen
safety is
to
always of utmost importance to us.
would you be able to share some of that research with us?
I am sorry, but I cannot.
What? Okay, I understand that. Just figured I'd ask so that way we can double check your guys' work to ensure that you guys are doing this as safely as possible.
I assure you that it is the safest possible.
Okay.
Ingrid will
I'm gonna
chime in
turn.
then,
Yeah, I'm gonna turn
dripping,
to Ingrid and say, "Do you
yeah,
have anything you want to add?"
dripping with sarcasm. She'll say, "Ah, yes, and you are oh so trustworthy. Of course, we believe you.
Oh.
There's
All right.
no need for this scientific process."
Roll me a manipulation.
Oh, that won't be very good, but I'll roll it. Who knows
I
what the
can't
dice will
help.
yield?
Okay.
Yeah,
I
she's
can
she's
put.
being obviously sarcastic and insincere, so it's not going to be for particularly persuasive or anything. She's being kind of snide.
Yeah, that's fine. She's so Sigrid looks at you, Ingrid, and just she says, I really don't appreciate the tone. I apologize if I came off as rude. It was not my intention. But you can still sense that she's kind of like getting annoyed with all these
Okay.
questions about the stones.
I'm gonna ask her one more question, hoping that I get a decent answer. Who's basically saying, "So, about how many stones have you guys collected?"
Well, it's hard to say. She ponders for a moment, and I would say maybe a little under 1,000. I would say at this point, it was a small pocket that
Oh,
we had discovered, but is there's bound to be more.
okay.
Ingrid is while most of the questioning is going on, she is going to be essentially observing. Now I'm blanking on her name. Oh,
Sigrid.
Sigrid. Yes, it's just like similar enough to my character's name.
Sigrid and Ingrid.
Sigrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, she's going to be examining her carefully, not to like get a sense of like who she is or how she's acting. She's looking specifically for things like you know like traces of any sort of unusual dust or dirt on like the hem of her skirt,
Hmm.
or like any unusual fibers that are noticeable, or even like um, just any sort of like thing about her complexion, or maybe some side effects of something about the
Hmm.
that
So just
the
really
stone she's been working with.
strictly like
Yes,
a physical standpoint, like anything that might
right. Looking for
seem
sort of
off.
clues about anything that stands out as unusual.
Got it.
Mhm.
Trying to just
Um,
Jace
do
is
that.
so
Jace
right,
is like eagle mode. Sorry,
no problem.
Jace is like eagle mode. Right? Say all, hear all, and see specifically the his guards. I'm gonna say guards because he don't know. Like,
Mhm.
it's waiting to these guys don't move in of this place, uh, and nothing more. But when he hears about the thousand tons, it's like come on, it's like oh, he puts like a uncomfortable face. Like,
Hmm.
Mhm.
this is
So
gonna
I'm
be
gonna
a problem.
ask, or I'm gonna try and make like small conversation with.
Well, let me finish what Ingrid was
Sorry.
doing first,
Okay. Sorry.
because she was asking if there was anything she noticed about her physically. Um,
Mhm.
I will tell you that she currently, right now, is looking extremely prim and proper. Like there's not a flaw on her. Like everything seems essentially perfect.
I see. Okay.
So I'm gonna continue just kind of trying to make conversation of like, um, just trying to understand the reasoning why they've been mining and this stuff in better details than what we were provided.
Well, you saw from the demonstration, of course, some of the capabilities of these stones, but we are thinking on a larger scale. We're thinking perhaps even military.
And I'm gonna ask them why weaponize it.
Well, we're looking to get our names out there on the map. We have Germany to the west. That I'm sorry, not the west, the south.
South.
Uh, um, that's bringing nationalism, and we want to make sure that we're well protected, things like that.
I'm gonna basically just kind of roll my eyes at that comment, kind of a little reasonable, like within, like I'm not gonna like make it, um, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Obvious.
Obvious that I'm like annoyed,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna basically come back with Germany isn't the biggest problem at the moment, in at least the way I see it. We kind of just talk politics at in 1800 politics kind of thing,
Okay.
like
Well,
for the
They
next
might be
5 minutes
more
or so.
Prussia at this point, right?
Yeah, they would
so
still be more Prussia, I would say.
so nationalism is becoming a threat from the south, and
Mhm.
there's other things, and so Uppsala is looking to basically keep their names on the map right now. They
Mhm.
because that's the whole reason why they have this mining operation set up in the first place.
Right.
Um, yeah. So she tries to change the conversations, and she says, "So tell me, I heard you were at the asylum. Tell me, what were you doing there? A few of my men were gravely injured there."
We were visiting an old friend.
Hmm.
Yes, we
Uh,
don't know what happened with your mom. It,
that's
Yeah, we have honestly no idea.
sorry,
that's
sorry.
interesting.
We're gonna say, well, Jay's gonna say, well, we are here in the asylum to see our old friend and nothing more. I
I
hear your,
okay.
yes, I hear your men are here, but we don't know. Maybe we attack for a savage creator or who knows. At least stay with us. crispy, like Irish sound, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So Scottish. Scottish is the word. Yeah.
He's using the accent.
So Ingrid's going to speak up a little haughtily again and say, I'm a doctor. I have business at the asylum. What business does a mining company have there?
I I assure you, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Why were your men there at the asylum?
Well, they were following you, of course,
Oh, you are following us?
So
Is
you
this
admit that
all
you were
on?
following us.
because you're meddling in our affairs.
In all honesty, we were visiting Linnea Eifenkilt? Kilt?
Elfclint, I think it's
Elfclint,
pronounced. I
yes.
think.
We I'm very good friends with her, and we were visiting her towards the end of her days.
Hmm. Uh, roll.
I'm sure you've heard of her.
Yeah, roll manipulation.
Okay.
I can't help the posh. Really don't know what means posh
No,
in.
I just Kai right now. So sadly, she does not believe you, the fact that you're doing there. She says, "No, I believe you were snooping, weren't you?"
There was no reason for us to not snoop over there anyways. I mean, we aren't allowed to visit friends and understand that her care is not being properly or what's the word I'm looking for here? Entertained.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Ingrid is getting more slightly more upset. She crosses her arms. Her lip kind of curls into a bit of a sneer, and she like stares at Sigrid, kind of like down her nose, and she's like, I didn't know that merely asking questions was now a justification for assault. I think you should leave.
Um. Well, then, good day. And she'll walk out with her 4 men, and she doesn't say anything after the fact. Um, as she's leaving, you guys, what are you doing?
Wait, what is
I'm
the
going
context?
to um just make sure that I'm going to give her a warning of you don't know what you're messing with. Please keep a keep us uh
Keep us informed?
informed. And if we can help in any way, we will.
Of course. Um,
Okay. So sorry,
sure.
Shadow. So
Go ahead.
they Sigrid and his boys go out of the cast like
Yes,
Yes,
they
they're
they're
leaving the
want
castle.
to.
they were asked to leave, so they're going to politely leave.
Okay, they like uh, say and the Raven says this word of at Edgar Allan Poe. I recite this part. Sorry, I don't have the poem in right now, but you know what the crowd says now, like super Scottish right now
Mm-hmm.
with yeah, Christ, and he do a cheers like I cheer for you at times, Miss Sigrid, and yes, this is all I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Like super, like take care of we have problems
Yeah.
like this mood. Sorry, I don't remember. I don't know what is the word. Like try, not rude. Like uh, uh, treat, like treats. You know, I don't know if this is the word. And this is all.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Um, so let's see. We'll say that a couple days have passed since your conversation with Sigrid,
Oh,
and
there one comment I would had
oh, sure, go ahead
for
for Sigrid.
Kai,
Kai.
because after as he said, I'm concerned that you don't know what you're dealing with. After they leave, she will say to him, I, you may be concerned that they don't know what they're dealing with. I am more concerned that they do know what they're dealing with.
Mm.
While I agree with you, I'm trying to make sure that they are aware that even if they do know what they're dealing with, that there can be consequences to their actions.
All right.
And Jace is like, well, right now I really more these stones. You don't feel it. This have a bad feeling when she use this. I think this is gonna be a big problem in the future if they can control his second effects.
Mm-hmm. No, we agree with you, Jace.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
big time.
Okay.
We're all on the same
sadly,
page here.
And they seem to be wielding an inordinate amount of power for a mining company, being able to
Right.
kidnap people and put them in asylums,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
essentially, uh, you know,
I'm surprised you guys didn't ask about the asylums.
yes.
call together, ask her. I don't know what there was to ask about. It's pretty clear to Ingrid. So
Yeah.
she's more curious. What she would spend the next couple of days is trying to figure out how much power they wield, how they were able to arrange that big gathering where they were the center stage sort of attraction slash demonstration. Like just how far their tendrils go. And she would suggest that the others, if they can, like use whatever contacts they have to try and understand just what it is that we're up against.
Sure. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
let me
Sorry.
just pull up something for
Sure.
this.
Yeah.
A little bit of backstory, if you will, for this whole
Oh
thing.
yeah. Sorry, Shadow. I can say a last thing.
Sure. What's up?
Yeah, and they say, well, we don't know if these stones can be destroyed because I think if they can be destroyed, we can solve these problems. But we have one stone. We have one stone, right?
You have a
Yeah, we have one
yeah
stone.
one stone that you got from the
We
Vetiers in Franzibald's mansion.
yeah, we don't have other stone to put this in theory. So we need have one of other stones and uh, practice what happens if we destroy it. Maybe this is easy to solve, but we don't know how resist
Hmm.
is the stones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
this is all.
that's fine. So, Ingrid, to answer your questions, the Abyssco mine is a place that um, this Fey Mining Company already owns, and they bought that and reopened it.
I'm gonna go during the time that I'm off duty, essentially, of I'm trying to do all this. I'm going to ask some of my connections to look into the mining corporation, financials, that kind of stuff.
How are you going to do that?
I hadn't thought about that yet. I was getting there.
Okay. Well, as soon
Just
as
trying to
you.
see if there's a way for
Yep.
them to be audited, essentially.
Sure. Yeah, you can certainly
I
ask
wanna,
around. What? What's up, Aloy?
yeah, I wanna say I can have form to know more like the mining company have. dark things underground, using my strange skills.
Mm-hmm.
Like my idea is like using animals, uh, my tricks animals, and then to travel to the city and recover all the info
Are you a
they
wizard
can.
or are you like just a human?
Like no, like not it's more like, okay, Jays have only rabbits, so yes, rabbits is the word.
Gotcha.
Only rabbits, so he can try us, but with a limit, like only five, and say, well, this is all I have. So
Sure.
go, my little crew. Yeah, it's not fancy. It's
You got a lot of rabbits.
yeah, it's like he put the hat and say, go, my little pies, have info or something. And yes,
Very good.
this is all. It's not a mage. He's a possessed guy with super creepy mood and abilities, but no more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is anybody else doing anything right now? It's pretty much the almost the end of the mystery here.
Wait, what?
This particular mystery. Remember, I told you this will be a two-part episode.
Yep.
Correct.
Oh, okay. For a moment, I say, wait, what? We ended? No. And
Oh, the only other
okay.
thing would be to check in with Amanda and see, make sure she's okay, and if she knows anything more, because she is clearly investigating, and that's what drew the ire of the people, and then probably need to work to get her someplace safe to help her as possible.
We
Yep,
could bring her here
we can
to the
certainly do
to the
that.
castle.
Yeah,
But
I don't think the castle is pretty safe. I mean, they were waiting for us in our breakfast room, so
Well, I
um,
mean, the rest of the castle, on the other hand.
well, hear me out.
maybe.
Hear me out for a second, guys.
Anyway, yeah, but it's gonna be up
I
to her too. So
Yeah, just hear me out. Let's just start the next part of this mystery here, and then I
sweet.
promise you I'm going to do you one better than what you just suggested, okay?
Nice. Okay.
Yay.
All right. So, the last part of this mystery, it was a few days after you had spoken with Sigrid inside the breakfast room. Ingrid, I assume you're probably reading the newspaper again. It's breakfast time. Um,
Hmm.
you see a front page article um, that basically is titled Patient's Escape. And then at the bottom, in the body text there, it basically just goes on to say that due to the overcrowding at the Upsala Asylum, several patients had broken out of their cells and attacked several inmates. And, well, not inmates, patients, I guess. And also that Nicholas Fredge is going to be held responsible, and he's been arrested, and he's being held with charges for that.
He'll smile slightly at that.
So the breakout was bad because people died, but at least Nicholas is getting what he deserves.
Yeah. It's the latter part, not the people dying.
So that concludes.
Also, she figures this is probably like some sort of a cover up for what they had done, what her group had done.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
and padding it out to make it seem like bad things,
All right.
etc. So,
All right.
excitement.
So that's the end of this mystery, the beginning of the fall. So the next mystery that you guys will be doing is called Where the Sun Dies, and that one
Ooh.
is
Ooh,
this one
epic
is
name.
this one's pretty cool actually. I like it, and I wanted to take a moment before we get started with this particular mystery to announce rewards for you guys, because in the last mystery, when you helped Amanda get out of the asylum, that was not something that was on my list of things you were going to probably try and do. So we're
Nice
going to.
surprise and excitement.
Yeah,
Right.
so the whole idea behind that was that she was just going to remain a patient, but then you chose to put the stone over her head. And so now it's been about a month since you last spoke with Sigrid. You guys are once again sitting in the breakfast bar, and there's a knock at the door. Do one of you want to go get it, or do you want Algot to go get it?
I'll go get it.
Jace go the second. He's he's in hookah pajama, but
Mm-hmm.
this is
All right.
yeah he's go
You're gonna go with Kai.
with Kai.
Yep.
Yeah, I go with Kai you see Kai Jace wake up with his strange try to be Scottish. You don't know if he do this with a joke mood or you don't know, but he's wake up super Scottish
Mm-hmm.
and go with you
So a
with
Scottish
his
man is going with Kai.
yeah
Got it.
Okay.
with his whiskey in the hand.
Um,
Yes, this is
so as you open the door, Kai, you see a very familiar figure standing in front of you. It is Amanda.
And I'll be like, "Oh, Amanda, what can I do for you?"
And Amanda has like a nice hat on because of a patch of hair that was missing where they had treated her, quote unquote, at the asylum with the shock
Mhm.
therapy. So that's covering that up. And she says, "Oh, Kai, I'm so happy to see you." And then she says, "Well, I wouldn't have known where to go otherwise, but I've been seeing very strange things lately. I didn't know where else to turn." And
Okay, come on in.
yeah
okay,
pass.
thank you. So as she comes into the castle, she's like just got this amazed look on her face. She's like looking up at everything and in awe of the castle and like the many corridors it has and how large it
Mhm.
is. And so,
I'm gonna wave down the butler.
oh yes, yes sir. Can I help you?
Would you please take her coat and show her to a, or we'll have to set up a room for her.
Of course, sir.
You
Sigrid will
wanna
rise and
take a drink?
will
Sorry.
go and just escort her to the table and set her down and get her some breakfast victuals,
Okay.
and then sit down and continue with her breakfast and make polite
Mhm.
conversation. You know, she's glad to see her and
And
hope she's doing well. And
she says, "I'm
Well,
sorry. I don't mean to impose, but I didn't know where else to turn."
you're not imposing, Amanda. Actually, what I wanted to, and now I'm going to kind of reveal to her what's kind of going on with what she can see and how she has the sight now and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's something. I honestly had no idea that these things even existed. But seeing how well you can all see them too, I don't sound so crazy anymore.
And that's fine. I mean, you can see them, which is a great thing, because that's kind of what I'm gonna kind of start talking to her about what articles I've written and stuff like that pertaining to these different worldly things that she's probably read over briefly since she now has the site. I would assume that she's done a little bit of research.
Not yet. The site is brand new to her.
Okay.
Um, that's
So I'm
why
gonna
So
she's
kind of
here,
put
as a
we
matter
some
of
have the
fact.
I'm
vision.
gonna put some documents that I've written in front of her and have her read through them just to see if she can make sense of them now.
Okay. What are you gonna show her?
the document on the site and just how
So just
how it
what it
works,
does.
and
Okay, so she reads through, and basically it's, you have the site
the
due to a
document's titled
traumatic
Basin
event.
101.
Yep. Yeah, and she kind of assumes
Wait.
that the traumatic event that she had gone through that gave her the sight was her time in the asylum.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Uh, so this kind of leads me into the announcement that I wanted to make you guys for your reward. Amanda is going to join you at the castle as an NPC, and
Sweet.
she can also accompany you on trips. So she can be an NPC, and she is an investigative journalist. That is what she does. So
Ooh,
she is pretty decent with. Hang on, let me pull it up.
she has a whole NPC character sheet.
Nice.
Where are you? She
Very
does.
cool.
Yeah, hang on a sec. Let me just pull it up here. I'm just trying to find it. Oh, I know where I put it.
Nice.
Contacts. Okay.
So
So
she have the. Sorry,
this
I'm
is
gonna
her,
ask. Uh, ooh,
minus the hat, of course,
nice.
but that's what she looks like. Um, Let me see.
Wow.
So she's
Okay.
particularly good with learning and manipulation. Being an
Okay.
investigative journalist, again, she'll be able to accompany you guys on your mysteries and provide some assistance, not like full assistance, like with fights and stuff like that. But
hmm hmm
well, maybe in some cases it depends on the situation. But these Amanda is considered a castle contact. Normally, you would have to buy these with upgrade points, but because you guys saved her from the asylum, I thought it would be a fun reward to give you a contact for the
Yeah.
castle.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Let's let me just pull up
Oh,
my stuff here. Hang on a sec. Let me just switch over mysteries. One moment.
Mhm.
If you guys want to
so,
take 5 minutes or
so,
something.
so Amanda have the vision. The
She has the site. Yes.
Yes, so she
So she
can.
can see
side.
everything that goes on with you now, Aloy.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna be fun.
just keep in mind that this is all very new to her, and a
hmm
lot of these
So
things
don't.
could be
Um.
very scarring.
Correct.
mhm.
Oh,
So
nice.
try to keep the funny business down. You don't want to scare her too
Yeah.
much on her
Yes.
first day.
Yeah. Shadow. I remember a thing. A little thing I forget, but I remember right now.
Hmm.
The the book I stay for principal. Uh, I never show the book to the rest of the team.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
they never know. The rest of the team don't know I have this book.
right.
Mhm.
Well, so they say, well, I find this in my room, or I don't know, maybe the bears take this strange book and have a little information about this. And I put the notebook. It's a notebook, right? Sorry, I don't know how to call
Yeah.
this in
Notebook's
this.
fine. Sure.
Yeah, the notebook, and I pass the info about friends. Yeah, this principal.
Okay.
Yeah, not more. You see, Jace appear a moment of the scene, and yeah, this is all I do.
Okay. Is anybody doing anything else before we get started with this?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So Amanda is now a contact. She can now be an NPC for you guys on your mysteries. I will NPC as her, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Did we want to do the? I was just curious. We had the experience point from the
oh
thing
yes, that
from
too.
the.
Yep. Because Ingrid had written out a Annal of Society entry, then I added you guys can all take one additional experience point right now. You can just add that to your sheet. So every time you
Ooh.
guys enter a entry into that Annals of Society, then you'll gain an experience point, and that's per session. So you'll get an additional point.
That actually takes
Nice.
5, so I'm going to spend that on increasing my investigation by 1.
Yeah, if you guys want to take a moment to do that, and then we'll get started with this next mystery.
I have 2 points.
Hey, so you
Also,
have twice as many. Good.
yeah.
So do we call
What thing?
this episode 8 or episode 7.5?
I would say
I'm fine with
7 part 2.
7 part 2. There you go.
yeah 7.2. That works.
Yep, 7.2.
Okay. Ingrid, did you want to add something to your sheet? Do you need help with that, or you got it?
No, I already did. I just updated just investigation from 2 to 3.
Very good. All right, so let's get started. So right now it is early November in Uppsala, and the trees are barren at this point. All the leaves are on the ground. They're all brown and crunchy, and there seems to be a perpetual fog that's just been kind of looming over the town these past few days. It's kind of like just that time of the year where the warm air meets the cold air, and early morning stuff, and it's all part of being in that area. It's been about 3 weeks since the ball you guys went to.
Mhm.
You're once again sitting in your breakfast bar, or not bar, breakfast room. Sorry, I have a breakfast bar at my house. That's why I called it breakfast bar. So you're eating breakfast, and there's once again another knock at the door. Algit quickly stands up, and he runs to get to the door. And he returns momentarily with another man who's pretty tall. He's like 6.5 feet tall. He's huge, but he's very lanky and skinny. And he looks like he hasn't slept in like a week. He's got sunken eyes, and he just looks like he's out of breath.
Okay.
And he says, "Oh, pardon me, sirs. I appreciate you taking the time to see me. My name is Olaf Dahl."
Okay.
And
Um,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to just make sure that I write it down. That
I'll put it in the chat. Hang on a sec.
That's just on my my notes for myself.
Olaf Dahl. And let me show you a quick picture of Olaf here, because I have one of those too. Where are you? I gotta organize my stuff better.
Olaf Doll?
Olaf
Like
Dahl.
DAHL, I assume.
DAHL, yeah. I just put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Olaf Doll.
Okay. This is
Again.
him. So right now he's actually dressed in a military type uniform. You can tell that he's probably a police officer or something.
Okay.
That's what he looks like. So he's got a nice big bushy mustache and short blonde hair, and a pretty neatly pressed uniform. Despite him looking very tired and everything, he still takes the time to make sure his uniform is properly pressed.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Due to the delicate nature of this matter, I needed to speak to you in person. And, well, despite several attempts, the island of Varoya and its port Sorland are no longer responding to our communication attempts. We've sent several rescue missions, but, well, what's worse, a corpse was found of a young man frozen to death. That belonged to the initial rescue mission. I've been tasked to find the best people to get to the bottom of this. and you will be generously rewarded, of course, but I will need your answer soon. Time is not on our side. And he
I'm gonna
waits for your response.
look to everybody else and say, thoughts? Should we do it?
Yes.
Healer?
We
What? Go ahead. Go ahead.
they, they say reward. If I am ready to what you need, sir. If the reward sounds.
Okay. So you guys have never actually heard of Varoya or Sorland before. So thankfully, Olaf here is going to point it out to you. He pulls out a map. He's like, I assume you've never been there, but it's in Norway. And Varoya, if you guys are all on the Mythic North map, is right up here. And you are
In what part?
way down here.
That's a little ways.
Yeah, so
We
Where?
can not.
What is
I'm
it?
fine with. Oh, go ahead. I'm fine with not having the detailed conversation, but Ingrid would ask about like what it is that makes him and whoever he represents potentially think that we would be particularly well suited for
yeah, we
this
can have that
investigation.
conversation.
Yeah, we should probably have that conversation.
Well, I am glad you asked. As a matter of fact, I'm not exactly sure. The town itself is rather superstitious. I haven't actually been there, but I do know of a few people that live there. They believe some odd things. The mountains are alive, things like that. Seeing strange lights and shadows.
Hmm. Okay.
But I don't know exactly. I don't bother with any of that. That's more up to the crew that's working there now. Is there any other questions you might have that I can hopefully answer for you?
So
So
the
they're
officer is
asking us.
here.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry, the officer is. No, don't worry. So the officer
No.
is here to say us a man is dead with breeze. I think so. And they put them out and say about a pisco. Them. I don't know how to spell it. Right?
Do you want to spell it in the chat real quick? Or type it up in the chat?
Uh, yeah. Okay. So okay. Give me a moment.
Chase, as you're doing that, Kai and Ingrid, when you're talking with Olaf here, you can tell that he's starting to get like nervous. Like when he starts talking about the superstitious stuff that is happening over there, or at least it's been reported of happening there, he starts to get uncomfortable. Yeah, so, but he's very pragmatic, and why he approached you guys. He's like, obviously, this is way out of my league. It's out of our league at the,
Mm-hmm.
You need
so he needs help.
special. Okay. I put in chat what I tried to say.
Okay, hang on a sec. Let me check. So is there someone who died of freezing? Yes, they did mention a frozen body.
Okay. And this happens in Avisco,
No,
right?
it happens in Sorland, where they reported the issue. Sorland is
Oh,
way up on the top of this little tip here. I don't know
yeah,
how to like
sorry.
make it jump to a spot.
I see the red button and say, well, maybe here happens this, but maybe not.
I'm not sure if there's a way where I
But
could
yeah,
just drag you guys over to like a specific spot to look. Like, look here. Uh, no, that's not it. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about it. All right.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else that you'd like to speak to Olaf about?
Okay.
I have nothing, so if anybody else has
Um,
something they would like to ask.
Ingrid would like to know, just to double check, who had given him our references or suggested that we
Yeah,
be
that's actually a
involved.
good idea.
Ah, well, it was somebody at the station. You see, I'm the commissioner for a small town in Norway called Bergen. Your names had come up. Well, not your name specifically, but they had mentioned something along the lines of a society
Hmm.
that
Okay.
deals with these types of things.
Very good. Very good. Yes,
Alright.
this does seem like something we should investigate.
Hmm.
Awesome. All right. So
Magic.
again, he already showed you guys where Varoya is. This is a very long journey to get up there. Um, so, do you guys want to prepare before you start journeying?
Yes, I would like to prepare.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll take this time
Same thing.
for each of you guys to play out your own individual scenes. And with
Okay.
that scene, you guys can create your advantage that you can use throughout the mystery, or just once in the mystery, I mean. So, who wants to go first?
Uh, so I wanna. Uh, okay. What in the advance?
You cut
Sorry, I
out
can't
there. Sorry,
spell.
I didn't hear what you said.
So, okay. I wanna prepare
Yep.
so, for this. I can change my weapon.
Yeah, you can certainly purchase a new one if you'd like.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my list here. Hang on a sec. Uh,
But,
all right.
well,
So, one sec. So go ahead in your character sheet there, Jace. Under your top, under the resources, click on the resources word there, and that'll roll. It should roll 3 dice, I think.
okay.
Okay. So let me pull up the items here. Are you looking for a new
Hi.
melee weapon?
Yes. Yeah. New melee.
All right. So
Yes. A new melee weapon.
right now you have a knife. Okay. So let's see. You can get a sword or a rapier, I should say, or a quarterstaff or a bayonet.
What is this? What is the second one you say?
A
The
quarterstaff. It's a bow staff. I don't know if it's like a long wooden stick that people use for karate and things like that.
okay.
It's almost like a
Before
walking
this,
stick.
okay. Before this, you say before the rap. After the rapier, you say other one.
Quarterstaff. And then there
Okay.
was another one was the bayonet, which
Yeah.
is
What is this one?
that's like a knife that's attached to a rifle at the end, so you can use it to
Hmm.
stab.
Oh, yes. Sounds interesting. This one.
You want to get the bayonet?
I want. Yes. This one. I wanna have.
Okay. I'm going to put that in
Okay.
your sheet for you there. All right, so you're all good.
Oh, una bayoneta. Okay.
All right. And did you want to do something for a scene so you can get an advantage? Like, you understand how the advantages work? So if you want to play out a scene now that helps you prepare, so like you could, practice your lines for your script or something as an example, and then you could get
Yeah.
like an advantage of +2 for, say, manipulation or uh, inspiration, things like that. It's up to you how you want to play it.
Oh, okay. I can change this. Okay, so I think inspiration's gonna be
No,
more
you gotta
inspired.
play a scene. You don't just get to choose. Like you have to say what you're doing to.
Oh, okay.
So you're
So
playing out a
okay,
scene.
sorry.
It's fine. So like you're at the castle right now and you're getting prepared to go. So how would you prepare? Would you practice? Would you make sure you? I mean, you obviously are well equipped now, but are you gonna do something else? Like, are you gonna read books? Or are you gonna, you know, research
Yeah.
something specific? It's up to you.
Yay. Yes, I have one.
Okay.
So Jason is in his room, prepare the his actor lines and read his book to how do magic to remember all tricks.
Okay.
But he yeah he's a bit old and that and he took a tiny piece of paper and writes something and take off in his jacket. He of course he's prepared, he cleans himself and say, well, well, boys, we are ready for this big mystery. We're gonna have a reward, and we're gonna do something spectacular. And his shadows start to motivate
Mm-hmm.
in the background, and strange, of course, all the room is in full darkness except for a tiny candle and a creepy non-human form appeared back to Jay, and he say, "One day, uh, big fella, one day
Hmm.
we're gonna be free, and this is all gonna do." And Jay stoked,
Okay.
take his
So
hat and go out.
so you're trying to inspire everybody, get them excited for the trip.
Yes,
Okay. So I'm going to give you a +2 advantage to inspiration, and I'll add that as well.
now
Okay, let's jump
we
to
are ready to
another
rumble.
person who's preparing right now. Who wants to go next?
I will.
Okay, go ahead, Kai.
I am going to um try and let's see, what do I want to prepare here? Just make sure that I'm just going to be kind of writing in the um I'm just going to be kind of reading over the other adventures that were in the annal of
The Annals of Society. Yep.
yeah, just to see if there was anything referencing anything else um in the world of Basin that we could utilize to um ensure that we get um the right thing going with this next adventure.
Hmm. Okay. Roll me a learning. Oh,
Rough.
Wow,
yeah.
all
So
those dice are nothing.
yeah, that's okay. So sadly, there's no real good information in the annals yet,
Mhm.
aside from Ingrid's latest post, and that's pretty much it at this point,
Okay,
unfortunately.
works for me.
And
Um,
so yeah, we can try a different thing. if you'd
I
like.
am then just going to let's see what do we got in
If you want to think
chats
about it, I
here.
have mine set up.
Okay, yeah, I'll think about it here.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead, Ingrid.
So, like, I posted a picture in the investigators. So she's gonna have commissioned a brooch with
Oh,
that'll incorporate the gem. There'll be several other.
I like
You
that.
know, it's not expensive. It's not like emeralds or anything. It's green glass,
Okay.
but it'll be one of the gems will be in there, and she'll have taken to wearing it. Since she is a doctor and she has her duties, presumably she won't be just up and leave the same day. She's going to go to the hospital, prepare, make the preparations to transfer her patients to other care and, make sure her affairs are wrapped up.
Yep.
And so then, preparing to leave, with haste though, the next morning.
Of course.
That night she has a nightmare and it's full of shadows and unpleasant imagery. It's not clear. And she wakes up. She's drenched in sweat. She would have been yelling. The two of you might have heard it. And it's she has a sense of foreboding, like some sort of premonition, but she's not quite clear what it's about. Something upcoming, though.
Interesting.
She has some sort of sense about something, but she can't articulate what it is yet.
Does she think it's connected to the stone?
I'm thinking more as that the stone is some sort of a conduit. Also, that she picked up the talent Sixth Sense recently, so she's getting some sort of emanations, some sort of like premonition about what's going to happen, but she doesn't understand it yet.
Understood.
But at some point, something related to this could become clear. If you want to put limits on it, that's fine. But
No,
that's
fine. We can do an advantage for, I don't know, what would you say? What do you think that best fits into?
I don't know. I didn't want to make it too specific because
Right.
I don't know
Want to
what the adventure is.
hit all the boxes instead, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. So let's go with I suppose vigilance, maybe. Like you're preparing and you're trying your best
Yeah,
to
okay.
just make sure that everything is where it needs to be right now. So +2 to vigilance for that.
Okay.
And also 1 experience point for having a nice elaborate story for your preparing, which is nice.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I do reward people for going above and beyond for things, and I think that that was good. So nice.
I
I am prepared.
Okay.
Back to me.
Yep. Back to you.
All right. So in that sense, I'm going to just be spending time with my family at home in between the adventure. Just trying to make conversation with the wife and playing with the kids, just making sure that they are taken care of and working on some of the business aspects that I have to deal with. Essentially, I receive a letter from one of my friends that lives near the area and kind of get a better report of what's actually going on up there from a firsthand account.
Okay.
I come back with this letter just to give us a little bit more information and share it with the rest of the team.
Nice.
And I would say that kind of helps us better prepare. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of work in the occult library. I'm doing a little bit of work around the castle, trying to make sure that things are just up to snuff and standard, and making sure that they're just ready to go in case we are away for an extended period of time.
Awesome. All right, that's a good one. Go ahead and give yourself a advantage +2 for learning, please. Because of your
And
letter
how do
that
I
you got
do
there.
that? Just bonus dice?
No, you'll just
Or am I missing something?
Yeah, so as you roll stuff, you can just add the 2 on a manual basis, but you put it
Okay.
in your advantage section, so like right below your dark
Advantage.
secret there.
Ah, yes. Okay. Uh, yeah.
Ingrid, you said that's a necklace or a brooch?
It's a brooch.
Okay, so it's like attached to your jacket or something.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
jacket or her overcoat or
Got it.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I was trying to think of what would be a good thing and fit with the times and stuff, and
Yeah.
I thought
No,
a
it's very
brooch would be
nice.
good.
Very, very cool. All right. Is everybody prepared? Anybody else need to do anything they want to do?
I think
Yes.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
What will we end up doing? Will you do something separate for Doc and for Avery?
Yes, I was going to get there. That's why I was asking if you guys had anything else.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. One little thing. You see, Jace. Well, have a more shiny red clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and he have a tiny uh, skull, like a tiny, like a decoration of his clothes. He have like a crow with a deer. Uh, I forget the deer. This thing have the deer.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, he have these two in his like a decoration in his clothes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Good
All right.
question too.
Yeah.
Um, Go ahead.
We can handle it after the session though, but because we ended up a mystery, did we get a development point for our headquarters?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that was kind of a weird situation hopping in there. We can do that after the fact,
Okay.
But yes, we'll say you did, of course, because it's a new mystery now.
Right. And we played a scene there. So
That's right, you did. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's do it now. Let's just get it done while I'm thinking of it, because we're kind of gonna
okay.
end at a weird spot. I know it's like this 2-part episode. Sorry.
It's okay. We'll be all prepped to jump into it next time, and
Yeah.
then Doc will be there for the beginning of it. That'll be better
Yeah.
too, I think.
Speaking of which, with Doc,
Yeah.
we're gonna say Doc's preparing by. She's probably hanging out with Milu, playing fetch and stuff like that. And I think that maybe she's working on like aiming the stick that she has like in a very specific spot, like maybe looking to get a ranged combat. Um, well, not even range. Nah, you know what? Not that. Uh, hmm. Definitely playing with Milu. I'll have to think about that, but she is getting prepared, and I'll add the advantage. I can't think right now. Okay, and let's get the castle stuff. And okay, so you did play one scene at the headquarters today, so that's 1 point. You technically did encounter a new type of Vaesen, because you found
Yeah.
out that Jace was in fact possessed by a revenant.
Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's
I forgot
2
about that.
points.
Yeah.
Did you visit a place of magic? No, you did not. 3, so that's 2 points still. Were you subjected to magic? Technically, with Jace's magic, yeah. That's, but those are magic tricks, so it's a little bit different. But so we're not going to take the point there. I'm sorry. Did you bring occult books or other important items back to headquarters? Nope, we did not do that. So
The green gem, is that an important item?
yeah,
I mean, it's not an item that we're keeping in the headquarters, though, so I can see how that wouldn't apply.
right. It's more of an item that you keep on you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we're not going to do the point there. So you got 2 still. Did you make important contacts? Yes, you did. You had Lisa. Not Lisa. Was it Lisa?
Ooh,
Amanda.
Sorry, Amanda.
Amanda.
God, so many friggin' names in this game. It's ridiculous. It's hard to keep track. Amanda Lorentz was your contact, yes. Was the mystery particularly difficult in Epico? What do you guys think?
I guess the role
Mm,
play is definitely a little bit of a challenge, but that's just me. So
Yeah, I agree.
Same here. Plus, the language difference.
Yeah, so we'll give you the point there. So
Uh,
that's 4. And did you solve the mystery? Yes, you did, because um, unfortunately there was the breakout at the asylum, but Nicholas, the guy who was running the joint, got arrested. So hopefully that should fix a lot of these issues, but I guess you'll have to just keep checking in. So
nice.
you got 5 points total for your development points. And with that, you should be able to purchase a new upgrade if you'd like.
I wanna buy one.
What do
I
you
wanna
suggest?
buy
what are
force.
we buying?
It's up to you guys. If you guys want to take it off into the chat and discuss it,
Yeah,
it's up to
we'll
you.
do that at a later time.
Okay.
I think
I'm kind of thinking a
unofficially.
guard now at this point.
Yeah. In the
I
meantime,
gonna
Avery is preparing by using her knife on a practice piece of wood outside. So she's practicing and she's getting a close combat advantage of +2.
Sweet.
yeah.
Okay. And
Yes, I buy force. I spend my points in force. One of force.
The points he just out were development
yeah,
points
these
for
are.
our.
It's not for your character. It's for the
Yeah,
castle.
yeah, that was for
Ah
developing the castle.
Yeah, don't touch your character
ah
points.
ah. Sorry,
That's okay.
sorry, Wilson.
Yeah, the leveling up
Okay,
here is a little bit weird. I'll admit that. You get used to it though.
okay. Sorry, I confused.
So we have how many experience points would you say?
It depends. I mean, everybody's been kind of spending them as they see fit.
Um, Total of this last mystery though.
Oh,
I don't
We'd
think
have
we didn't do
3.
experience yet, right?
no, not yet.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yep, haven't gotten there yet. We're doing the castle upgrade, so we can do
Right.
we can do the level up for characters now. Considering the mystery ended for that particular part too, yeah. But we just won't do the level up after the fact for the second half. Yep. Considering, well, actually, it's what at this rate, it's probably not even going to happen anyways because it's only 15 minutes left for the session.
Okay.
So why don't we just plan on doing the level up and then we'll just start fresh next session. We'll just obviously you guys have already met Olaf and you guys have already prepared, so we'll just pick up right where we left off.
Perfect.
Jump right in. Sounds good.
Okay, nice.
And in the meantime, you guys can decide on what you want to do for a castle upgrade.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my level up stuff. And so let's see. You guys all participated in the session today, of course, so that's 1 point automatically. Confront any Vaesen or Vasen. I keep pronouncing it Vaesen, but I think it's Vasen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not really too
Mm,
sure actually. I would think that it would be Vasen, just the way it's spelled, but
Yeah, well, I guess it probably just depends on where you live, like your
true.
accent and how you pronounce letters. But I always started it with Vasen. Then I think I learned it was Vasen from somebody because I think I at one point watched a video on like the creator of this game.
Ah, okay.
So, and he said Vasen, so I think that's probably what it's supposed to be. Anyways, the next question: did you confront any Vasen? So, I'm gonna say you did because Jace technically is possessed by one.
We also met Horn and Toss, right?
And you met Horn and Toss, yep. So that's 1 point. Did you identify a previously unknown Vasen? Yes. You identified the Revenant inside Jace, as well as Horn and Toss, as being Vetirs, which are a very common Vasen in Scandinavia. Were you affected by your dark secret? Yes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Did you take risks to protect other people? Yes, you definitely did because you helped Amanda escape. 6. Have you learned anything? Tell me, what have you guys learned about what's going on in this whole grand scheme of things?
It's mostly about Sigrid and
binary.
Svea, and there's something highly suspicious there. You know,
The
we
mining.
know we know so the contours of what's going on, and that we need to investigate more, but we
Yeah.
don't know
Mhm.
Yeah,
the
you
inner
know that they've
details or
got green gems in their possession that somehow have some magical
yeah,
powers. And
right,
so you're not sure exactly. You know that they were funneling patients into the asylum. You're not sure
right, to
why
experiment on.
exactly.
Seems like they were to be experimented on, but also sometimes just to shut people up who were asking questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Amanda's a perfect example of that.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's all right. Next is, did you develop something in your headquarters? As a matter of fact, you guys did beforehand. You got the Annals Society and the Occult Library, I believe it was, right?
Hmm.
And did you
Yeah.
perform any extraordinary actions? Don't think we did. So let's go ahead with 7 points for all you all today.
Oh, okay. So you can see if I put my points. I am always confused if I can't
Yeah. Let
put
me
the
let me
point.
check your sheet. Right now you have 8 in there, and you had 1 before,
Yes.
right? So yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
So if anybody would
Okay.
like to spend their experience points, go ahead and do so now. Just let me know what you want. I can add it, or if you know how to do it, you can add it yourself.
I spent one. I spent my points to 1/4.
1 to force. All right.
Yes.
All right. So you'll have 3 experience points,
Yep.
and I just changed your force to 2, so you're good. You can do that too. I just was already in your sheet.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. More force. Yep. This is all I'm gonna do.
Okay. No problem.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ponder what to do over the next the downtime, but I'll have it figured out
Me
before the
too.
next session.
Sounds good.
Me too.
All right.
So, and I have my suggestion for the development, which would be a guard. But if you guys want to go a different direction, that's fine.
Yep. Just put whatever you want in chat and
Okay.
discuss, or we can talk about it now. Up to you.
Yeah. Uh, um.
Yeah. All these strange things I say of Jay is gonna have sense in any point.
Okay.
Yeah. I really love how I write
We have
this.
total how
Yeah.
much for the castle?
Oh,
Oh,
you
for how many points you mean?
Yeah.
Let me pull that up. Hang on.
I don't see this.
How many did I say you guys got for the castle? It was 5. I believe that was the case. 5.
Okay.
Let me just pull up my castle here.
Just trying to figure out what we can actually use for it.
Yeah. So right now you only have 5.
Okay.
What are the grades for the castle?
What are the what
There
grades?
are a lot
Oh,
of
Yeah.
upgrades. Yeah, I looked in
Right.
the Legend Keeper and was looking through, and the guard just jumped out at me because we came back and we're kind of surprised by what's her face and a bunch of goons lurking in our castle with only the
Right.
butler to protect things.
I mean, the butler should have told them whether or not, like, you know, um, butler should have told them to not come in.
Well, I
Yeah, but the
mean,
butler's not a guard,
yeah,
Right. No, I
and
totally understand.
he doesn't know any better.
so
He, he sees a prim and proper lady that
Yeah.
is covered with
Yeah.
mask and see you guys and says that she's from Svay Mining
Okay.
Company. So he doesn't think anything of it.
Huh. Just trying to.
well, also
Just
just
like,
that we've gotten on her bad side now. So
Hmm.
right.
yeah. I'm good with these options.
I also was looking
Protect.
at maybe the occult workshop or, um, I don't know.
and since we're going to be gone for an extended period of time,
Yeah, I suppose the guard would probably be a good thing.
Yeah, the trip
so
to
that's just kind of what I was thinking.
Varoya Island is a long one. It's like several weeks.
Yeah, I figure
So
we'll
the
probably
thing is
be
like we'd also
going
have to do
around
the
through the straits by
So
Denmark.
yeah, you'll have
Right.
to go and hang on a sec.
I mean, or we could go by train to like Trondheim and then catch a local boat.
Yeah, so you ride in the train from Stockholm down here, and then
I could
you
stop at
All
home.
right.
Like,
Well, what I was thinking is there's 2 routes, right? We could go down to Stockholm and then like pick up a boat and sail all the way around through the straits,
yeah,
or we could get a train and go north directly. And there's a crossing branch line, and we could end up going to Trondheim,
yeah,
mhm.
and then from Trondheim we could pick a boat up to there because otherwise it seems like we're going to be unlikely to get a boat that would take us directly to that little island
hmm
Nope,
leaving
I
from
totally understand.
Stockholm.
yeah.
So
So the way that this works, and this is just
Ugh.
because this is part of the story, is you go through Stockholm, and then you take a
okay,
train down here, and then you essentially end up at Bergen right here. That
Mhm.
is where
ah,
Olaf is from.
gotcha.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
And
And
then you'll
then
take a boat, and then
to
you'll
okay, that
Varoya.
yeah,
works.
then you'll
That
go to
works.
Varoya Island from the north because there's really no like actual like good roads to get up that way because it's all like mountainous and there's some train tracks but they don't reach where you need to go, at least not yet, at least not in this
Mhm.
current situation.
Okay.
But you guys don't have to decide on what you want now. um,
Okay.
if you
Yeah,
want.
if you guys want to
yeah.
think about it,
Yeah.
I posted up what Ingrid's thinking about, but
Yep,
you guys
just
can think about it
We have
and
to
post stuff.
the thing is the guard we have to actually create the guard. We just have to spend the 12 attribute points on skills like close combat, ranged combat, vigilance, observation. So we have to actually spend those points, at least from what I'm understanding.
Nah.
Right?
so it's essentially creating a new character
Right.
like an NPC, but it's an actual player character.
Right.
Right. 12 points on attributes, 6 on skills, the max 3 in any given
Yeah, and you can do
skill.
whatever you want there,
And then
like
they have
depending on
physical and mental toughness, and they can get a weapon. And yeah, I mean, it's a little more work, but
No, and I totally agree that it's necessary.
and
I'm just trying to figure out
it builds to the story too. Like everything that you do in
Right.
this, it could be added to the story somehow. Like if you chose a guard, you could be like have a whole scene where you're just like training this guy to, you know, be like a ranged combat type of person, like like rifle practice, things like that.
Okay.
But there's
Nice.
a lot of potential for fun role play scenarios and stuff in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
I know I don't usually bring the excitement, but it's like if somebody who's really good at GMing this game could probably do stuff like that.
Well, this
Mhm.
sounds super fun.
Anyways, what's that?
All this sounds super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I would say let's yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
Doing a guard.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we need protection.
All right. So this is a personnel type person. So let me get that created. Hang on.
And then I'm going to probably work with them before we leave to train them on what to look out for and with the assistance of um Ingrid as well, just to get her opinion on what he should know
Yeah,
and what he
I'm thinking
shouldn't.
probably something that, hiring somebody that's more of a melee fighter, because,
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
to rather
Um,
than range, because range is better when you have multiple people. So
mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. I'm just looking to see if they have any actual personnel already set up for the game. Just bear with me for a moment. I think it's personnel. Here we go. All right, so this is a guard. Got it. I knew it was in there somewhere. Okay. So I have the guard added to the personnel for Castle Gyllencreutz. I will need to create a NPC page for him, just so he has the token and everything like that.
Mhm.
So I'll do that in my free time throughout the week. But for now, we can
Perfect.
probably just end the session. I don't think we have
Yeah.
anything else to do.
Perfect.
Yep,
All right,
good
guys.
to me.
sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
No
Thank you for the
Thank
problem.
you very
session.
All right.
much,
Yeah.
Shadow.
Thank you for hosting again, as always, Shadow.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys in a
Good.
week.
Yep.
See you. I'm
Bye.
super happy to this new
See ya.
chapter.